Hey guys, welcome back to another video. We're back with Larson. He got second place today at the Power of the Elements sneak peek wooden box we held today. Yeah, with Eldlich Dogmatika branded.
There you go, yeah.
Which is a lot to say.
Yes, it is.
But I'll pass it off to him.
Yeah, so this deck's, I've been messing around with this deck because I miss playing trap cards. You guys probably, if you recognize me, it's probably from like some kind of control deck profile or something. So I've been playing like mid-range decks for like the last year, and I was like, okay, I'll play a control deck. And I went undefeated through Swiss, beating Punk Therion, Live Twin, Marincess, and I'm gonna forget the other one. I gotta buy. And then cut to top 4, I beat Sword Soul, and then went to game 3 against Punk Therion again. This time, unfortunately, game 3, I opened like almost nothing. It was like horrendous, and he just had too much to play with. So I didn't end up taking it, but the deck worked well. One bad hand throughout the day is nothing to complain about, you know, especially through like however many rounds we played. But yeah, we can just get right into the deck profile. Shout out Josh's giant fucking jean jacket on me. Anyway. So we gotta play 2 Lord. I hate drawing this card going first. It was part of the like horrendous hand for my final match. But I mean, you gotta play it. The Eldritch cards are too good. As soon as I get in rotation, you're just already in a what's the word I'm looking for? In a positive game state. Like as soon as you start getting a Sanguine or even just like resolving a Conk during somebody's end phase because they can't play, you are just at so much advantage right there because you get this guy rolling, and you know, believe it or not, even though he's like a vanilla on the field, he's big, and he outs your problem cards, gets over problem monsters, all that jazz. So you have to play 2. I only drew him like 4 times going first today, but it worked out. 2 Albaz. I refuse to buy any rarity higher than the structure decks one of these, so you'll notice all of my branded shit is like structure deck rarity. This card is like great, but again, drawing it going first is just like the worst fucking thing. These are like the worst cards to draw going first. But yeah, Albaz is good. I mean, Branded Fusion just puts Lord in Grave, so it's nice. I'm on 1 Aluber, so I'm on 4 copies of the Branded Fusion essentially, but it also comes up where like if I have a Lord in hand that I want to discard instead of like foolishing with the second copy of Lord from deck, I can just send this and the Aluber, and then this offers protection for that Mirror Jade, and then we'll use Lubellion instead of Albion to fuse into Mirror Jade. And then you just pitch the Lord into the grave off of that instead. So the 1-of comes up. I mean, it's another copy of Branded Fusion, but it's also there for that little interaction. And then we're on this package. We're on 1 Ecclesia and 1 Fleur. This could just completely be cut if you don't like the Fleur. The Fleur comes up too often for me. It came up like 4 times today. It's really good. Even just drawing it as a solo card, it gives you link material if you want to start doing shit like that. Just to put like stuff like Lords or trap cards in the grave with like Nightmares and shit. But the package is fine. Most lists I see aren't playing this, and I'm just playing a second copy of the Punishment, which seems pretty good also. But I like having this as an option. I'm also on the Titanic line in the extra deck, so it makes it even just a little bit better. Then I'm on, for hand traps, just 3 Ash and 2 Crow. I'm on Called By in the main, so it's like 3 Crow on the draw technically, but it's 2 Crow going second, 5 and 41. I wish I could have cut it to 40, but it was super tight. I mean, like the 1 cut spot could have been another copy of Strike, but I feel like it's incorrect to not play 3 Strike in this deck if you're on Strike. But yeah, that's it for the monsters. Pretty standard. Spell cards, I'm on 3 Prosperity, just gets you everything you need. Card probably shouldn't be a thing. Triple copies of Branded Fusion. I don't like this engine, but you have to play it in this deck right now because it provides you so much advantage, gives you interruptions, and even if you get like stopped on the Albion or the Lubellion, it's still just a body on board for you to be able to like special Ecclesia after Nadirs. So card's good, and you know, setting it off of like, it doesn't seem like it matters that much, but like when you go Punishment and then if you don't send Entis and you send something like Albion, setting the Branded Fusion from deck, it becomes food for the Lord Engrave, or if you're in a slow enough game state, you can low-key just wait till that clock runs out and then try to resolve it again. This resolved like twice today, but when it did, I won. So. And then I put a little bit of money into the side. Then we're on 2 copies of Eldland. This could be 3, but like I said about Lord, this card kind of sucks going first. It's really, really good going second, but it's kind of ass going first, except with like opening it with another piece. So just on 2 of that. 2 Nadirs, because I can only be on 2 Nadirs. Please bring this back to 3. That'd be sick. Standard, I've seen 3, I've seen 2, I've seen 1 even, but you can mess around with these numbers as you will. And then, like I said, last card in the deck is Combine. You just want to make sure your shit goes through. It's also a 3rd copy of Crow on the draw for stuff like Branded in Red or any of that jazz. For the deck, 3 Sanguine, 3 Conch, and 2 Hawk. This engine didn't feel too big today. This engine felt fine. I've seen some people play like 2 Conch instead of 3, and then just 2 Hawk, 2 Conch. It didn't happen very often today where I was like wishing I did that. I would side out a copy of Conch going second sometimes, but aside from that, the package itself is just super good. You're playing enough generic trap cards to back it up so that, you know, if any of these resolve, you get your engine rolling. My final hand was Conch, Hawk, Albaz, Lord, and Punishment, and I was just like, wow, there's no way I'm winning this. But aside from that, that was the only time I really opened bad the whole day. The rest of my hands were like wonderful. So mess with that engine as you will. There's plenty of shit you can do with it. Whoa! That's crazy! Whoa! That's nuts! Also, off of this, you always just keep the Mirror Jade, because then it puts your Lord and stuff in grave, so you can just send this the next turn and then continue playing. I mean, if it's advantageous for you to keep the Lord instead, sure, but I throughout the day when I resolved this, if I had Mirror Jade on the field, I just kept the Mirror Jade because you can just clear it the next turn and then kill him anyway, so this card's great. This card like beats every deck right now, basically, except for Marincess, which I had to face against Todd fucking playing. It didn't come up because I didn't draw it, but yeah, if I would have, it would have sucked. I'm on 3 copies of Strike. This is like that one flex spot I was telling you about. Like, if you want to drop this to 40 exact, you could cut this to 2. But Strike is just so good going second plus any of those trap cards I just showed you, because you just bait everything, right? Like, you bait Barons, you bait Therion, you bait, if you're playing against like Dragon Link, you bait like the bounces and shit if they're trying to respond to the Conchs or the Hawks. Strike's just crazy in this deck. I mean, this could be 3 of another Floodgate that you wanted to play, but I feel like the 6 is pretty standard. I see 9 sometimes, and I just don't like that. So I'm on 3 Strike. And then the last trap in my deck is the, oops, that's upside down, the Punishment. This card's like nutty. It's really, really good. I kind of wanted to play 2 today, but I couldn't squeeze in a second. It didn't come up where I needed a second one, but you could cut the Fleur and then play a second one of this. It's really up to you. But that's the main deck. Should be 41 exact. I wish it was 40, but oh well. For the extra deck, I'm on 1 copy of Titaniclad for the Nadirs package. I'm on commons. I'm on 2 apiece of Albion. I'm on 1 Lubellion because it's like way less good than Albion in this version, but it comes up. And then 2 Mirror Jade because it happens more often than you think where you can resolve multiple Branded Fusions in a game. These cards are good. We all know they're good. We all know what they do, I think. We're on 2 Entis. The second one gets banished off the Prosperities sometimes, but it comes up with like Punishment just having to clear a card, because Punishment's like low-key a going second card. Not actually, but like it can be. And then obviously the did I say Punishment? Nadirs. Mm-hmm. Nadirs is what I meant. But Punishment too. So you can be on 2 of this. You can be on like 1 of this and 1 Omega if you want. The Omega didn't come up for me today, but if you wanted to, you could. We're on 1 Gustav. I'm not playing any of the other trains. This just helps close up games if you need it to. It's also, the extra deck's like super flimsy. Like, you can play whatever you want in there, really. Like, I'm playing Double Link Spider because Double Link Spider comes up and you just banish the other one off Prosperity. I'm playing Lina because this was the most goated fucking extra deck card of the day. I summoned back a Yugioh off this. I summoned back a Sunny Snitch off this. It was just crazy. This card's stupid good. I forced my opponent to crash into this so I could search. It was you.
Yeah.
It was you. Forced them to crash into this so I could search Ecclesia. Card's crazy. I'm on a Phoenix and a Unicorn. Last card could be Axis Code if you wanted it to be. I'm on Underworld because, yeah, I struggle outing really big monsters sometimes, or like towers-like monsters. So I figured like finding lethal with this deck isn't actually that hard because Lord is so big. And if it came to it, I would rather have this in there than an Axis code because it outs stuff like the Adignister monster and any towers-like monsters, really. So again, the extra deck's like basically up to you. You just need the branded stuff in there for sure. The rest of it's pretty flexible. For the side, fuck, I fucked that up. Been a while, boys. I'm on 2 apiece of Nib and Droll. Theory is you're already on the 2 Crow, so then you're on 2 Crow, 2 Droll, 2 Nib, 3 Ash against Drytron, because this deck just loses to Drytron. This is good against like Marincess and Theory on Punk and all that shit. This is good against like Sword Soul. They're both just pretty good, and especially in combination with the other hand traps you're playing. If you side all of them in, you're on 9, which is, you know, you should see at least 1. But they were good. They were good the other day. I'm on 1 Harpies because I can't play any more of that, and 2 Twin. This deck doesn't really struggle in the back row matchup because Lord is just such a house, and like Conk just deals with the other back row, and you know you can punishments, send Entis, and Entis pop back row. It just keeps going on. It really doesn't have a problem with any back row matchups, but you do want these in there for like stuff like your Flunder matchups and for your branded matchups and shit. And it's also just nice, right? You get to take out the cards like Skill Drain in the mirror match. So these are there. They don't need to be, but they are. Fuck. I'm on 3 copies of Lava Golem. This card's stupid. It's so good. You just like Lava Golem and then you flip Gozen and then you win. This card's crazy. I mean, if you're playing Eldlich, you probably should just be on this card in general. I guess if you're weird, you can play Sphere Mode, but this is just better. It wins you in time too, which is nice. Then we're on 3 Judgment and 2 Anti-Spell for going first. With the 2 Anti-Spell, it puts you on 8 Floodgates going first, and then the 3 Judgment and combined with the Judgment and the Anti-Spells, it's like super protected against back removal, because that's just all this deck loses to. But with the Branded engine, it takes a little more than that just to like straight up lose. But yeah, this helps you from getting stopped by like your Lightning Storms, Twin Twisters, Cosmics, Reboots, all that shit. So yeah, felt pretty solid with that. And that's it. It's pretty bread and butter. A couple little like spicy tech options for me. Most people aren't on the strikes in the main deck, but I feel like this deck just plays well going second enough as is. You can just set 5 trap cards along with a strike and win. Didn't really miss anything. Maybe I tried the second punishment, but like aside from that, the deck worked wonderful. I just opened a little crusty on the final game. We should get Sterling's deck profile in here.
Yeah, probably. Well, speaking of cards, what do you think of the fusion monster from the new set that makes Nadir an engage?
Yeah, I haven't read it. No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's the Garura.
Garura?
Josh,
like
Josh,
garbage.
you know, special guest Josh. Tell him about the card that makes Nadir an engage.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it just says draw 1?
Yeah, if it gets sent to grave.
Oh, nice. Well, I'll probably play that.
Talk about Baron
That
Blossom.
seems good.
It is good.
Baron Blossom.
And it's also a super poly target
Ooh, nice.
for 2 monsters that are with the same attribute with different names.
Yeah, seems pretty good.
Very good.
You can to anybody watching, if you're not watching everybody else's profiles on it, there will probably be a sprite list up soon once I get like the rest of my cards. I'm just missing 1 blue and 2 elf, and then I'll have the list done.
And there'll be a tier list.
Yeah, maybe a tier list even. Whoa, I wonder how that's gonna go.
Oh my god, yo, I just realized.
Yo, Sprite's good? What the fuck?
List you're gonna do soon too.
Well, try
Oh yeah, Try
I
gets
did-
link 1. There's more videos to come, but
realized something.
I just wanted to put this one out there because like we haven't dropped a video in a while, and I miss the channel and I miss you guys.
I realized something.
So yeah, hopefully you like the list.
And then you got Simon.
Well, thank you, Larson, for the deck profile. Hope you guys all enjoyed this. You guys have watched this far. Say hashtag tie-dye pink hair.
Shut up. Shut up. Don't say that.
Leave a like, comment, subscribe. See you guys next video. Have a nice day.